This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
And with that, we say welcome to our home away from home, the Farm Monitor studio in Macon, Georgia. However, we are not going to spend a lot of time here.
No, we are not. Jennifer Parson in for Kenny this week. Coming up, we're looking back at some of the highlights from the 45th annual SUNBELT Expo. Case in point, who took home the Expo's Southeastern Farmer of the Year honor? A lot of incredible candidates, including Georgia's own BART Davis. Ray with a heartwarming look at the life Davis created for himself after losing his parents at an early age. Also, break out those aprons and cooking utensils because Dr. TRACEY BRIGMAN is whipping up one of her special dishes that involves sweet potatoes. These stories and so much more start right now on the Farm Monitor.
SUNBELT Expo 45, yet another major success according to the people we spoke with. Attendance-wise, pretty good turnout all 3 days. Among those in attendance, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, who, as you can see, was all smiles during his photo op with attendees. How about some grilled PB&Js from the Georgia Peanut Commission? Absolutely. For Tyler Harper, this, of course, was his first expo as Georgia Ag Commissioner, but something he has been attending since a youngster. And even though the cows weren't kind to him during the annual milking contest, Harper still feels that SUNBELT is a tradition like no other.
It's just great to be here, coming from where I come as a little boy, like we talked about when you were on our farm a couple of months ago. But it's good to be at the SUNBELT Expo. Just an awesome opportunity to see what advancements are being made in the ag industry and how we can utilize that in agriculture to advance our industry into the next generation. Because that's what it's about, to allow agriculture to continue to thrive, and not only here in Georgia, but across the U.S.
Of course, no SUNBELT Expo would be complete without the annual Willie B. Withers Luncheon, which recognizes the Southeastern Farmer of the Year. Back out to Spence Field and John Holcomb, who was there for the celebration.
As always, it was a great time in Moultrie for the annual Willie B. Withers Luncheon, a time for ag industry leaders and professionals to come together to celebrate the ag industry and celebrate those 10 finalists for Farmer of the Year that embody the hard work and dedication it takes to produce our nation's food, fiber, and shelter.
It is a great opportunity to tell the good news of agriculture through this program. It is a contest. We do have one winner, but we have 10 outstanding state nominees. And the fact that we've shined the spotlight on them, and then when they go back to their communities, they've already had opportunities to speak out on agriculture. They will have those in the future, whether they were state winner or Southeastern winner. We got 296 farmers that have come through the program in 33 years. And it's a great network to promote agriculture, to educate the public on the value of food, fiber, and shelter, and what a national security issue it is to be able to feed and clothe ourselves as a nation.
In the end, it was Steve Cobb of Lake City, Arkansas, that was named 2023 SUNBELT Ag Expo Southeastern Farmer of the Year, an award Cobb says he is extremely humble to receive.
Overwhelmed, shocked, not expected when you see the other state winners, that you get to see their operations and just how incredibly impressive the operations are and how incredibly impressive they are as people and the passion they have for what they do. It's humbling and shocking at the same time to be to have received that award.
Cobb, who has farmed his entire life, lives and breathes agriculture and is proud for the chance to represent the industry that means so much to him, his family, and the world in this capacity.
Agriculture is such a critical, vital, important thing, and we have become smaller and smaller in numbers, and we've had less voice because of that in society. But it is a national security issue. What's more important than food? We can talk about all different kinds of things, but just a few days without food, few days without clean, fresh water, and things are really, really critical. And so to be a representative and to be involved in, to be able to make a profession in the agriculture industry is amazing. And especially when you take the folks. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's in South Georgia or Northeast Arkansas or anywhere you're at in the United States, the farm and ranch people are just the same everywhere. Just the backbone of our country, actually.
Reporting in Moultrie for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
When we come back, his passion, innovation, and unwavering commitment to his craft have earned him the 2023 Georgia Farmer of the Year. But for Bart Davis, there's more to it than digging up the field or tending his cattle.
In a world where recognition often seeks out the deserving, there are those who would rather let that proverbial spotlight shine down on someone else. Well, that pretty much sums up Bart Davis, the 2023 Georgia Farmer of the Year, who, despite his remarkable accomplishments, remains humbly dedicated to his craft. Amidst the endless stretches of peanut fields, Bart Davis is hard at work tending to his family's legacy. With a deep-rooted love for agriculture, Davis has transformed this once 500-acre family farm into a sprawling 5,000-acre operation over 4 decades. It's a combination of Davis's lifelong dedication coupled with an unwavering commitment to innovation and community.
It's about a lot of other things other than actually putting the plow in the ground. I mean, a farmer that's been successful, does a really good job farming, tries to stay up with times and tries to make his operation better each and every year, being involved in your farm organizations such as, you know, the Cotton Commission, Peanut Commission, or whatever you may be in, just to be a real big advocate for agriculture in Georgia.
Now, before we go any further, it's important to note that Bart Davis is not the type of person who seeks accolades. He would rather his work do the talking. When asked about his recognition of being Georgia Farmer of the Year, Davis humbly replied, "I'm sure there are a lot of other farmers out there who deserve it more than I do."
Well, I'm just the kind of guy, I like to work and do things and try to help people, but I don't like to get the recognition for doing it. But it is an honor after, you know, I got it and that sort of sunk in. I was like, well, maybe I do more than I realize I do, you know, I don't know.
For Davis, farming isn't just a profession. It's a way of life. A journey that began at the tender age of 18, following the untimely loss of his parents during his senior year of high school. With resilience as his guiding force, Davis embraced his role as a steward of the land. Today, Bart focuses on cultivating cotton, peanuts, and corn, while also managing a thriving cattle operation.
I was actually planting the crop. We was actually planting peanuts the day Daddy died, which was April the 7th, 1982, the day he passed away. So sort of got thrown in my lap sooner than what I was expecting. Of course, you know, I felt like the world was coming to an end, but friends and family and just working every day and loving it. And the good Lord blessed us and I've been successful at it.
But Davis's contributions extend far beyond the boundaries of his own farm. He has actively given back to the industry by assuming leadership roles. For a decade, he has served on the Georgia Cotton Commission Board, now as its chairman. Additionally, Bart chairs the Georgia Boll Weevil Eradication Foundation and represents Georgia on Southern cotton growers and Cotton Incorporated at the national level. His dedication to the industry, a testament to his passion for agriculture.
You got to be dedicated to it. You can't just want to do it because you like it, and if you don't want to work that day, you don't work. We work every day out here. I mean, there's something to do 7 days a week, 24 hours a day out here if a man's willing to do it. But I don't know, it's tough. I mean, if a young man today, like my boys and my daughter, they love it, they involved in it. Of course, I was the second generation farmer, and now they third. If you got somebody that can help you, a family member or somebody willing that you can work with, and maybe learn from them, and then possibly let them work some land, it's probably the best way for a young man to get started today. But if he don't have some kind of way to get started, I mean, it's just almost impossible to start from scratch.
As Bart Davis continues to shape the future of farming in Georgia and beyond, his story serves as an inspiration for aspiring farmers and a testament to the enduring spirit of agriculture in the Peach State. In Doran, Georgia, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ray DeLessio.
Nice job, Ray. Thanks so much. Well, did you know more than 40,000 people visit Stets Dairy every year, not only to experience life on the farm, but also a one-of-a-kind corn maze. Damon Jones shows you why this third-generation farm has now become one of the top agritourism spots in the state.
What was once the last remaining dairy farm in Columbia County, Stets Dairy transitioned towards agritourism back in 2010 and is now one of the largest operations in Northeast Georgia.
I used to get in trouble with my daddy when I'd invite classes out to the farm when we had the dairy because we had to hold some cows back, which he didn't like doing. But it's something that I've always kind of wanted to do. Not on this scale. I never dreamed it'd get this big.
And big might be an understatement, as this farm plays host to more than 14,000 students every year, providing them with a unique look at the rural lifestyle.
A lot of kids had an uncle or somebody that had a farm, and people would go and visit. Nowadays, it's not true, so a lot of people have never seen animals, farm animals. They don't understand where their food comes from. And so we want to kind of change that and kind of ingrain that into their minds. There's people out there just providing the food for them.
This type of immersive experience is not just beneficial to the students, but the entire agricultural industry going forward.
These kids are probably not going to be farmers, but they're going to be the teachers. They're going to be the congressmen. They're going to be people in just on any social issue with agriculture. Now they remember coming out and seeing firsthand how things work.
However, it is far from all work and no play, as kids get to enjoy a number of different activities, from a petting zoo to tube slides and even a 5-acre corn maze. And this year's theme is UFOs.
What I do is basically come up with an idea. I draw it out. A survey and I in the area, we get together, the EMC, we get together, and we basically just come up with how we want the corn maze to be in the field, and he's got a map of the field that we do it in. And once we put it out, he plots the points. I do a connect the dot kind of thing once they come out and survey it. It's very expensive to do it that way, but it's more precise.
Providing the best experience possible is something Stets takes very seriously, as he knows just how much of a long-lasting impact it can have on someone's life.
People are hungry just to come out and see a farm and have their kids experience what you normally do on your daily life. And so that's the neat thing about it. I mean, you're kind of sharing your life with a bunch of kids, but you see them having a great time, and they remember. There's a lot of kids in high school that I taught in high school that basically remember coming out on the field trip. So that kind of warms your heart a little bit, knowing that you did something that they're going to remember probably for the rest of their life.
Reporting from Columbia County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Up next, join us for a delectable journey into the world of sweets and treats. Dr. TRACEY BRIGMAN is back with a sensational twist on candied sweet potatoes and tantalizing brunch waffles. Meals from the field when the Farm Monitor continues.
Well, whether you say potato, if you prefer a sweet potato or a regular potato, it doesn't matter. Today, we are focusing on the potato, specifically the sweet potato. And joining me once again, Dr. Tracey Brigman. I am so happy because we did not run her off in her debut last month. So welcome back.
I'm happy to be here.
I think you're here to stay, I guess.
I am.
Yeah,
I love to stay here.
We like that. Yes, we got some really positive feedback. Everybody already loves Tracey. So, but yeah, we are doing potatoes today, and we're going to be also talking a little bit about waffles if you like waffles too. So, but let's focus on the potatoes first.
Yeah. So our first recipe is going to be a candied sweet potato, but it's going to be with a twist. So this is one of my favorite recipes because around the holidays, I feel like everything goes in the oven, and you have to have an itinerary. So, you know, this casserole after this, after this. So my candied sweet potatoes actually are on the stovetop. Okay. It takes a little bit of time, but it is super easy. So what I have here, I have a whole stick of butter or half a cup melted in my pan. Okay. I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar because we need to candy these sweet potatoes. So I'm going to
real sugar.
Real sugar. This is real, and it's going to soak up the butter, but it'll release the water once we get everything rolling. So I'm going to stir in my 2 cups of sugar. Then if you want to grab, this is 6 large sweet potatoes cut into 1-inch cubes. They don't have to be exactly
last
cubes.
month I was just pretty much staring at you, so this month
so
I'm
if
actually
you
going
want
to help.
Yes, if you want to go ahead
just dump the whole
just
thing
dump
in there.
The whole thing
dump
in.
the whole thing in. Look at that.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Yep. Good job. So then we're just going to stir it up a little bit. The key to the sweet potatoes cooking is you should try to get them all about the same size so that you don't overcook some or undercook some. So do your best. So this was, again, 6 large sweet potatoes. Then I'm just going to pop the lid on, turn it down to low. I want to keep it at a simmer. And it's going to simmer for an hour until your sweet potatoes are tender. I typically stir it every 15 minutes just to get even heat throughout the sweet potatoes. So as I said, this is nice during the holidays. If you have other stuff to make, you just pop this on the stove and let it be. When I make it at home, if I have everything ready, I can go watch TV for 15 minutes and then come back and stir. So it should have a low simmer for about an hour until your sweet potatoes are done. All right, so now my sweet potatoes have cooked for about an hour.
We have fast forwarded an hour.
Yes, so these are cooked. Again, you can try it to see if they're done, but these are nice and tender. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove my sweet potatoes from the candied juice. It's not quite syrupy yet. So we're going to remove all the sweet potatoes and set them to the side. So once I have all of the sweet potatoes removed, then I'm going to add a half a cup of brown sugar. And then here's my twist. This is a half a cup of orange juice concentrate. So you will still have orange juice left over, so you can make orange juice as a beverage with that. But that's my twist. It gives it a little tang.
Okay.
Once I get that melted in, then I'm going to turn up my heat to get it to a boil because I want to concentrate it so that it becomes more of a syrup. So that's going to take about 15-20 minutes. Okay. And again, it's not something I want to stir it every once in a while, but I don't have to stand here and stir constantly. So if I'm making other parts of my meal, I can go ahead and do that.
You just go back and forth like we are.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And that other recipe, none other than waffles. It used to be waffles were just for breakfast. No, not anymore. You can have them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or in this case, at the time of this filming, it is 11:20 a.m., so we're doing brunch waffles.
We are doing brunch
And I get
waffles.
to actually create them too.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Yeah. So we're going to do the dry ingredients first. Okay. This is a cup and a half of all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder, followed by a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and then just a pinch of salt.
A pinch of salt.
So then you just make sure you stir it good. Some recipes call for sifting your ingredients together. but our flour, the way that it's processed nowadays, doesn't really need to be sifted, so I just need to make sure it has a good stir. And then you're going to do the liquid
Now?
portion.
I
Yes,
get to
so
do now?
you get to do the liquid portion.
right.
So we're going to do that in a separate bowl. So you're going to start with 1 tablespoon of honey.
Oh.
So one way to get that out is if we would have sprayed it with cooking spray, it would have come out a little bit easier,
right.
but it's still coming out pretty good. So that's 1 tablespoon of honey.
Is that good enough?
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're going to need 1 egg.
1 egg.
Make sure you crack your egg on the countertop, because if you crack it on the side of the bowl, you could get shell,
Shell
and then
in
you
there.
get egg down the side and cross-contamination.
All right.
And that's never good.
Can I
you
dirty
get-
up your kitchen?
Absolutely.
Top there.
And then we need 2.5 tablespoons of butter melted. So you measure it out and then you melt it. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
Vanilla. Done.
And that is 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of milk.
What am I creating? It's like egg art that I'm
It
creating.
is, that's beautiful.
And I'm sorry, what was this?
1 cup and 2 tablespoons of milk.
2 tablespoons of milk. All right.
And then you're going to mix that together, making sure that you break the yolk, because we don't want a hard-boiled egg yolk in our waffles.
Break the yolk.
Once that is good and stirred, you are going to add the liquid to the dry.
How's that? Is that all
That
right?
looks good.
You sure?
Yep.
I'm seeing some lumps in there, Tracy.
It's okay. Lumps is good.
Lumps are good. All right, so we'll put that in there.
Yep.
That's done.
So we're going to give that a good stir and make sure it's well blended, but I don't need to use a hand mixer, just a gentle stir to make sure that the liquid and the solids are well combined. That is 1/2 cup of mashed sweet potatoes. So again, I baked sweet potatoes last night, and I just put them in the refrigerator overnight until I needed them this morning. And then this gives me a lovely brunch waffle. So then I just stir that up, making sure, again, the fruit and the vegetable are well combined in with the rest of the batter. When it comes to putting it in your waffle iron, you're going to have to follow your manufacturer's instructions, because all waffle irons are different. And you have a sweet potato pineapple waffle that is just delicious, that you can serve for a nice brunch.
2 easy, quick recipes. Recipes, of course, that you can find by logging on to farm-monitor.com, going up to the very top. Hit the recipe section, scroll down, and you will find everything you need there. And again, we have a search bar now if you're looking for a particular item, a particular commodity. I think we probably even have one on there now. You could just put waffles in and it'll go on there. So that is the finished product. And Tracy, as always, good stuff. Can't wait to dive in to eat this stuff. Hope you guys enjoy it. We will see Tracy next month, and we will see you next month on another edition of Meals from the Field.
One final note before we go: for all the latest ag news regarding food, recipes, and what's happening on Georgia farms, be sure you check out all of our social media platforms, including farm-monitor.com. For Ray and everyone here at the show, I'm Jennifer Parson. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor.
Have a great week, everybody.